Welcome to the weekly recap, where we are going to be discussing some interesting shit that's been going on through the week. You see how I transitioned my accent from weird to fucking weird to normal. But yeah, folks, there's been some crazy shit going on behind the scenes. There's been some
called
crazy
Scheisse.
shit. Yeah, it's been a lot of scheisse going on. So, yeah, we all know that Rachel Zegler has been not helping Snow White. We know that the Acolyte got canceled. And RFK Jr. endorses a Republican. A legacy Democrat from a legendary Democratic family endorses a Republican. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but we are going to get started on the Rachel Zegler topic. But before we do, with me, I have Kate from Nerd with a Cigar and Ambassador from Ambassadorial Wing. Ambassador, give yourself a plug before we get going.
You all know me. You know the drill. You know what I do. Ambassadorial Wing, we discuss movies of past, present, and, well, way distant past. Live streams, watch-alongs, reviews, you name it, I do it. If it's geeky, if it's nerdy, if it's fun, if it's really good movies, if it's cheesy movies but still good, I review it. So, I'm glad to be here as always with my two good friends.
Alrighty.
Clap your hands if we be friends.
So yeah, we are now.
That's a little Shakespeare reference.
Yeah. So now we got Rachel Zegler, folks. Apparently she was warned. She was warned ahead of time to not do shit, to not freaking stir up any controversy.
Was this ahead of the second round of pressers?
She was warned ahead of time before the trailer even popped. Apparently. That's what
shut her mouth
is
because
allegedly
of
said.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, we got a article, Ambassador.
Yes.
But yeah. To give you guys some context. To give you guys some context, Ambassador's going to share this up as soon as he can.
Yes. Right now, actually.
Alrighty. If I can find it on our screen here. There it is. So, yeah, ahead of ad campaign, Rachel Zegler tanks it with her stupidity. How's my audio, folks? Is my audio coming in clear?
Just fine. I can hear you just fine.
All right. So, yeah, she derails the remake ad campaign with another woke. Scroll down a little bit. Ambassador. Scroll down a bit. I can't.
Yeah, just so I heard you. I'm working on it. It's there you go.
I wasn't gonna, or I was talking about just so I could read the whole title. Sorry, the whole title, man. Get that title. But anyway, folks, yeah, it was the whole Free Palestine thing that pissed off a lot of people. The fact that the media, the main media, is getting a hold of this shit a week after I actually dropped this shit of her, or of the Perfect Storm and whatnot. Then this comes out. Apparently, she was, or her Free Palestine thing has pissed off a lot of people. And
I think we lost him.
You didn't lose me. Am I here?
Kate, are you still there?
I'm still here, and I hear orange just fine.
Okay, good. So, yeah, apparently, folks.
Okay, for some reason, it's a circle on my screen. Never mind.
Screw it. But yes, apparently, we'll just get rid of that. So or so we actually have a more stable signal. But anyway, folks, the point is they're playing catch up, and they realized, oh shit, she's kind of ruining the ad campaign. That article basically goes, or I'll put it in the chat for you all to see. You can get rid of it, Ambassador, now. You don't need to keep it. But yeah,
Well, the funny thing is they've been on cleanup since that disaster of when they announced that they were going to like pause everything. And then they put her on that, interview thing with Halle Berry, who the fans didn't blame Halle Berry for, the lackluster and abysmal
What the hell is going on?
Movie that was The Little Mermaid. It was the studio's fault, not Halle Berry's fault. And so they put, this unlikable actress, Rachel Zegler, with this semi-likable actress, Halle Berry, who's just kind of a sweetheart when she's in interviews, to kind of soften the tone. And ever since then, she was kind of silent. And now
Oh shit! I accidentally kicked Ambassador. I didn't mean to want to kick
Ooh.
his. Fuck.
Oops.
Whoops. Shit. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to get rid of his the thing he was sharing out of the studio. I did not mean to kick him. Oh fuck. Big folks. Sorry. Continue on. I gotta. Yeesh.
Well, what I was saying is the PR team for this movie has been on cleanup mode ever since that original couple of interviews where they were on the red carpet with Rachel and with Gal, where she's not going to be saved by the prince, and isn't that weird, and that was just cut so many times and shared over and over and over and over and over again, and memed into oblivion. So they've just been going on cleanup. So it makes sense that someone went to her and was like, hey, can you, A, not shit on the original, and B, just keep your mouth shut? Probably something similar with what they did with Ezra Miller when Ezra Miller had that big, like, weird thing with, like, maybe kidnapping.
He was terrorizing women all over the world.
Yeah, and then the movie was about to release, and WB couldn't not release The Flash because they just tanked or they just trashed Batwoman or whatever. So they're like, hey, we're going to put you at this premiere, but you need to just shut up and not do anything.
Yeah, they told him to basically shut his mouth or else problems.
So I feel like they're probably doing something obviously less drastic because Rachel Zegler isn't kidnapping women and assaulting them in, targets across the nation. But they must know that this is going to be a loss.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to save face. They must know it's going to be a loss. I don't know what else to say. Maybe they're hoping to soften the blow by telling her, like, hey,
sorry,
shut your mouth. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Ambassador. I was actually just trying to remove the damn thing from the studio, not you. You there? Your mic is muted.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Sorry, my laptop or my internet crapped out for a minute. I'm back now, so sorry.
That was me accidentally booting you instead of, because I tried to boot the link to that article because, well, it was annoying, and it accidentally booted you instead. It's like, what the fuck?
Okay.
So that's my B.
All right then.
That's my.
Do you need me to bring it back up for you?
No.
Okay. Do you need me to bring the? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, folks. Essentially, last year they kicked off a boycott because, well, she kept on shitting on the original, along with Gal Gadot. So people were boycotting it there. But you already had also the anti-Disney people boycotting it. Then you had the Snow White diehards boycotting it. Now, this year, after everything happened in October of last year, where Palestine had a terrorist campaign against Israel, and now there's a war over there. You got the pro-Israel people boycotting the film due to Rachel Zegler saying "Free Palestine," and you also have the pro-Palestine people boycotting it because of the pro-Israels. So now you have like 4 groups boycotting the film. And then you also have people who just don't like Rachel Zegler, period, after like 3 box office, not 6 or 2 box office bombs and 1 success that's not even really a success. I mean, just barely a success. So you also have the anti-Rachel Zegler people. So that's 5. And then you also have people who are just sick and tired of the Disney remake. So that's 6. You have 6 major groups boycotting this film because Rachel Zegler couldn't keep her mouth shut. And she was warned ahead of time, where these professional marketing people are like, yeah, you guys need to get her in your offices and say, you need to watch what you say online. You need to watch what you do online. You need to not put any political stuff out there because we're trying to get away from that stuff. Well, fucking, and always remember Free Palestine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not something Disney wants you to be putting out there.
You know, if actors just stuck to, hey, I was in this photo shoot. Hey, I'm in this movie. Hey, here's my dog. Hey, I'm in this other movie. Hey, check out this music that I'm listening to. If that was all their social media was, I wouldn't have a problem at all.
Yeah,
same. Or hey, I'm going to be at this convention.
It's not only that.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's if they were just basically saying it's so good to, or we just want to bring the movie that everybody has loved so much to the big screen again, but in a different format.
Why I want to follow celebrities on Instagram is to see any behind the scenes that they shot of, like, here's me in my costume being silly with my friend who's also in costume. Like, you know what I mean? And any theater kids know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because we want to see those pictures. If you were in theater,
here's the thing.
You know,
she has those pictures. Those pictures have been shown and stuff. But also, a lot of her fans are like, when she's like, if I have to stay or stand for like 6 hours in a dress, or I should be paid millions for however long it's streamed, or for every hour it's been streamed online.
No, you do the same thing that athletes do, and you get Coca-Cola to sponsor you. So every time you make a post on your Instagram and your 6 million people look at it, Olay or whoever you wanna, or Coca-Cola or whoever you want to team up with, sponsors your little thing, and do it like everybody else.
Have you seen some of her Instagram posts? She is, or it's nothing but her. It's nothing but her. But also, she's doing the sexy selfie shit too on Instagram, where she's in a bikini and whatnot, showing off her ass. And it's like, yikes! You don't want that kind of shit coming out. But Neozoic asks, did you think after Snow White, or do you think after Snow White, the career of Rachel Zegler is over? And what other answers do you have? Personally, I think that people will start to see that she is not very favorable to the public. However, there are going to be people who are going to want to give her a chance. You got Jonah Hill, who is making or producing a movie about Y2K that she's in, coming out soon. I don't care, so I'm not going to watch it. Or it's Rachel Zegler. I really don't give a fuck. That movie that they're coming out with was made 24 years too late, because it's one of those.
Likes her, so that's all that matters. So
it's one of those stupid funny movies. It's one of those movies that is stupid funny, where movies like Road Trip, movies like oh god damn, what was those? Scary movie, Road Trip, stupid funny movies, folks. So this is what that one's coming across as. But yeah, after Snow White bombs next year, and loses probably $500 to $600 million in the box office, because I did the math, folks. You see, a movie's budget does not include marketing. Marketing is 2 to 2.5, knowing Disney is more about 2.5 times its budget to market the film. And they're going to go heavy. They've already paid YouTube. They've already paid other people. And by the way, their teaser trailer is almost to 1 million dislikes. Yeah, it's at 998,000 dislikes to only 78,000 likes. That's how much people are sick and tired of Rachel Zegler and Disney and all of their crap. But doing some math here, where it is, let's see here, a $330 million budget times 2.5, 825. That means 825 million just to break even.
Conservatively,
yeah. So, what do you think, Kate? Or what do you think? Do you think she has a career after this?
Oh, absolutely. Number one, she's liked by Hollywood. Number two, she is good at being a puppet. She's kind of stupid. She's pretty. She's young. She looks good on screen. And she does, weirdly, I have run into people who just like her. They're like, oh, ever since I saw her as Maria on, it's not Romeo and Juliet, but the New York version
West
of
Side
Romeo and
Story.
Juliet. West Side Story. There's a ton of people that just love her from West Side Story and have followed her career since then. And so I think that she just has a fan base from that. Kind of like, I don't know what else to compare it to, but she does have a fan base, and she's liked by Hollywood, and she's young and pretty, and arguably pretty talented. So probably, yeah, she probably still has a career.
So, Ambassador, any thoughts? Do you think she has a career after this?
If she does, ain't gonna be much of one, because no studio's gonna want to touch her. I mean, you piss off Disney, word's gonna get around. You can't keep your mouth shut to work for Disney. What studio's gonna want her unless they put her under heavy regulation and heavy NDA? Like, you keep your mouth shut, you come in, you shoot the movie, you leave, you go on the promo tour, that's it. We see anything on social, you're done. But
you forfeit your contract as well as pay.
Like that.
So
yeah, something like that. So
I mean, that's what I would do.
If she has any kind of career after this, and if Snow White does indeed bomb, it ain't gonna be much of a career. She's gonna probably fade into obscurity.
Yeah.
Hey, you stinking cockroach! I love your movie, by the way.
But yeah, moving on to our next topic. I mean, the Acolyte, folks. We all knew that this was going to be the next topic, or a topic for tonight. The Acolyte has been canceled, and people have lost their fucking minds. I have done a few videos.
And so
everybody's
funny.
like, we don't care what the people say. We love the show. It should be renewed. You don't reward failure. What now? You two are Star Wars fans, yes?
Yeah.
What did
Orange? Seriously?
What did Darth Vader do to his subordinates when they failed?
Killed them.
He killed them.
Choked them out. Shot them out into space.
Exactly.
Cut them down with a lightsaber. Something.
Yeah. They died.
Yeah, he fucking killed it.
Apology accepted, Captain Nita, as Captain Nita dies on the floor.
I mean, so people are freaking out. You got the Mary Sue writing an absolutely dehumanizing article saying that it's only men who led to the failure of the Acolyte. Just the
Well,
men.
here. Pause. Rewind
Yeah.
a little bit. Where on earth were all of these so-called fans when the show was airing? Because now all of a sudden they're like, don't cancel it, don't cancel it, don't cancel it. It's kind of like all of those people who complain that, women's soccer, women aren't paid enough, and then don't watch women's soccer. And they don't understand that viewership equals money, and no viewership equals no money.
And not only
Hello?
that, they were telling us not to watch. They're like, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Okay. People listened. They didn't watch it. You only have yourselves to blame. Now, folks, I am not saying that every Acolyte fan is toxic. I will not say that at all. Because I have two friends who are some of the nicest people ever who actually like the show, and they're part of the Renew the Acolytes movement. It's a useless movement, in my opinion, and I've told them that. And I've explained, no matter how much you like the Acolyte, that doesn't make up the numbers. You guys didn't have the numbers. You guys are going to have to deal with some disappointment. This is 2020 or 2024
right. If
in
I
this
have
case.
to deal with the fact that the OA was canceled, you have to deal with the fact that the Acolyte was canceled. And the OA was actually a good freaking show.
What was OA?
It was on Netflix. It was great. I'll talk to you about it later. I don't want to derail, but it was really good.
Okay.
Very
but yeah,
weird.
but then we'll answer this in a second, Neozog. But then Amanda Stenberg went on after a couple episodes to answer or to clap back at people with this
Sorry.
with this twerking video that she does. Now, if you watch this twerking video that she does, this music video calling a bunch of people racist and shit, if you watch that on mute, it looks like she is doing all sorts of this stuff and sexualized moaning and whatnot, and it rather turned people off even further. She also harmed the show because it's admitted in articles. There's a article from the Hollywood Reporter. You know what? I'll actually share it with you guys right now. That actually says her video harmed public perception of the show.
And maybe Hollywood's coming to realize if you give the audience a giant middle finger, the audience has all the control. We don't have to watch your shit. We don't have to pay for a subscription to Disney Plus. We don't have to pay for a subscription to Hulu or Amazon or any of the other stuff. We don't owe you our business. Just because you're a big name company doesn't mean anything. You can lose billions like that. And they know that because in 2023 alone, Disney lost $1 billion for all of its movies that it released. Insane. Because people are tired of their shit. Stop giving the middle finger to your audience and just saying, consume next product, consume our product. You're just going to consume it because we slapped Disney on it.
I'm kind of covered up here. Can you take that comment or something, please? I'll be your friend.
Sorry.
Thank you.
But yeah,
like Mike Wazowski up in here.
As it says here in the article, it was he fired back at the racist backlash with the original song on social media. It was an easy target, said one source of the back and forth's connection to the show's cancellation, and it hurt the public perception of the show. So yeah, Amanda Stenberg is partially responsible for the show canceling because her clap back at fans is like, okay, fuck the show. You want to call all of us racist simply because you want to paint that broad brush simply because some of us had actual objective criticisms of the show, like the fire in space thing doesn't work. I'm sorry, folks. There's no oxygen in space. And everybody's like, well, if there's no oxygen in space, how do suns burn? Because they are burning at because of the thing inside them called a core. Maybe look it up. Look up astrophysics.
It's called science.
But here's my question to you two. Do you think that the studios are learning, with the cancellation and then with Disney telling Rachel Zegler to shut her mouth. Do you think that moving forward they'll understand not to insult the audience?
Maybe.
Slightly, maybe. But
But then again, go ahead.
Go ahead. Or the question from Nizog, which is worse, the Last Jedi sequel trilogy in general or the Acolyte? Both of them did such a bad job. Both of them insulted fans. Both of them violated lore. Both of them were just not that good. Now, folks, if you like the Acolyte, if you like Disney's Star Wars stuff, I am not insulting you. I am not I'm not bashing you. I'm not saying that you suck or that you're stupid or or what you like is stupid, even though objectively it is bad. But I am going to say this stuff was not good. And everybody's like, well, the Star Wars trilogy made money. Yeah, but it had diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Or for those of you who don't know what diminishing returns are, Force Awakens from Force Awakens to Rise of Palpatine, Force Awakens made the most. Then there was a lot less made on Last Jedi, and then Rise of Palpatine lost in the box office to The Joker.
I'm okay.
A movie that was heavily suppressed, didn't get a Chinese release, was rated R to boot, and fucking the U.S. military went on alert for.
I remember that.
The fucking U.S. military, feds, or the federal government, and all the shit, were all fucking freaking out over the Joker.
I forgot about that.
And then comes Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the Rise of Palpatine, as I call it.
Yeah.
Gets an extended release in theaters.
And the Joker still
lost to the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker was not even arguably, it just is a better movie.
Yes. A million times over. Yes.
Oh, I call it Rise. Yeah. I call it Rise of Palpatine because she is a Palpatine. She failed her master's last instruction or her master's last lesson. Do not be afraid of who you are. Okay, I am a Palpatine. Doesn't mean I have to be the same as that asshole Palpatine over there. But, I mean, that's basically what it should have been. But no. I mean, the problem is by making her a Palpatine, you make all of the fucking movies about Palpatine.
Yep. In a sense.
It's no longer Anakin Skywalker's story. It's Palpatine's story. With the exception of episode 4, because, well, he wasn't in the movie. He was merely mentioned.
Yep.
But yeah, folks. The Acolyte being canceled. Cops come to check on me a month ago, and they were concerned about a 6-inch Punisher. About a 6-inch Punisher. Jesus Christ. They thought there would be riots for the joke. Yeah. Funny, it was a knife fight at a Frozen 2 show at the same time.
I remember that, Soul Assassin. I remember that.
Oh. Yeah. But
yeah.
Yeah, I was purposely doing that, Tony. It's okay, man. But yeah, folks, the Acolyte was canceled because it didn't make a return on investment. Now, yes, you have Li Jingjie, who was Master Soul. He was he's upset about it. He's not too happy, but he's being diplomatic, in my opinion, because you don't want to shit on the show that you just did, because you want to be able to have prospects in the future. Manny Jacinto or Jacinto, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Those two were good actors. I'm not going to say that there wasn't good things about the Acolyte. However, if you don't have the numbers and the money that follows the numbers, you're not going to be rewarded. But everybody's like, well, what about Andor? It had low viewers and still is getting its second season. There's a difference, folks.
Yeah, it did well.
The Acolyte
got word of mouth. Go ahead.
No, it's not that. The Acolyte had no season 2 clause. They only had, okay, we got this season, you got to make bank, otherwise we can't renew. where the Andor series had in its contract a 2-season run. No matter, or they could have had 0 viewers for their first season and they would still get a second season because in the contract stipulations say you're automatically getting 2 seasons. Do what you can. And of course, I didn't watch Andor because honestly, I don't like the fact that they put words like shit in it. I'm sorry, but shit is not a Star Wars word.
Granted,
the word for shit is Osic. And then you also have
or Purdue.
And yes, they were supposed, or apparently Keanu Reeves was supposed to play Master Soul. I am so glad there was a scheduling conflict.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I feel bad for Lee Jung-jae, obviously, but yeah, I'm kind of glad Keanu missed that bullet.
Yeah, it's like, dude, thank God you were like Neo in the Matrix, dodging that bullet. But the point is, folks.
But it's not like anybody's blaming him. Again, we're not blaming the actors.
No, we're not. We're not blaming any of the actors. Well, aside from Amanda Stenberg,
That's because she basically said, I made a diss track for the audience. Like, okay, well, that's your own damn fault. This guy learned English for this show. He, wanted to come over and be in an American TV show. He wanted to be in Star Wars, and he was. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the show was trash, but he wasn't,
Yeah. Now, folks.
Except his character died badly.
Yeah. Now, if you guys want to... Now, folks, I'm not saying that y'all have to freaking spare and all this stuff. If you like the Acolyte, that's fine. But you also got to understand that Disney's just hasn't been doing good. They've had diminishing returns. They've had shows that have been lacking views. That's why me, personally, I focus on the EU. And there's other channels out there. You got Star Wars Theory. He does videos. You got Stupendous Wave. He covers both Disney and Legends.
EU.
You have OG Star Wars, who is a EU girl. She does a lot of the knowledge on the EU. She's very resourceful, by the way. Or she knows a lot of her stuff. She's a great YouTuber. And you also have other people who are like Retney's Holocron, who does their stuff. I don't know much about that person. I don't know even if they're a boy or a girl, but I heard that they do Star Wars videos. But these people who are bitching about the Acolyte, who are saying that it's nothing but toxic fans, or like the Mary Sue basically saying Disney appealed to the worst of the Star Wars community. No, it didn't. Disney made a bottom line decision. If you don't make bank, you don't get renewal. That's how it works. And because it didn't make bank, it wasn't because of toxic fans or men. Because I'm sorry, she is a woman. She is a fucking woman. Kate is a woman. Kate, if you can, well, you got your thing up there that shows that you're a woman standing next to another woman and whatnot. But yeah, last time I checked, she didn't like the Acolyte. Last time I checked, other people didn't like the Acolyte who were women.
And I'm tired of this identity politics in TV shows. Get that out of here. There shouldn't be identity politics in politics, and there shouldn't be identity politics in liking a TV show. Back when I was a kid, it used to be if you liked something, you liked something or you didn't like something. That was it. There wasn't like, oh, you didn't like this movie, it must be because you're a sexist. Like, no. Or like, you're a woman, you have to like this movie. Well, guess what? I'm a woman and I hate The Notebook. I think that movie is fucking trash. It's garbage. And so is Love Actually. So you want to take away my woman card because I think those movies are freaking trash and they're chick films? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, folks, literally look up the Acolyte cancellation article on the Mary Sue. You will hear nothing about females hating that show. It's all they will point out men. I did a video on it. It's one of my more recent videos.
No, the Acolyte's trash, and it has nothing to do with any of the women in the show, except for that green.
Objectively speaking,
it's check out my video. I mean, hell, I did a video on the cancellation of the Acolyte myself. or anything. I talked about it and anything. I was like, I'll paraphrase part of what I said because it was a 12-minute video.
Mhm.
You all who are out there screeching and hollering and demanding that the Acolyte being renewed, you're making the rest of the fandom look stupid.
I mean, some of them, yes, sure. But the thing is, it's like you all told us not to watch it, and you all got what you wanted, except you found out you didn't want what you were going to get because you created the unlikable or the undesired result by telling, or you wanted something, but it turned out to be an undesired result because you were creating a situation that was only leading to inevitable failure. So when you say, don't watch it if you don't like it, and then you don't realize you are literally thousands of people, because we're aware of those petitions that have thousands of signatures, tens of thousands of signatures, folks. But here's the thing. Star Wars fans, we number 1 billion plus.
At least.
So when it comes down to numbers, we outnumber you. We outnumber you.
Yeah, or that stupid failed.
So
that stupid ass failed campaign. There are more of us.
Yeah. So in essence, when
we're not even trying to be like
more of us,
the Empire.
Yeah.
Like,
when you say there are more of us, and then it's like
5.
You got like, I don't know, couple 20,000 people. But then when
40.
they did their own video, OG, Rage and Rhino and all those guys did their own video, and they said there are more of us, and they gave a lot more content and whatnot. It turns out they are, as well as me. I am an original Star Wars fan. I like the EU. And thing is, folks, guess what? There's more of us. When it comes to 1 billion plus compared to a 20-odd thousand, 30-odd thousand, 40,000, you guys created a shitstorm when you said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Okay, 1 billion plus people are not going to watch your show. And then you're crying that we're the toxic fans. Over 1 billion fucking people are toxic fans? Who's the real toxic fans? Now, I'm not saying all 40,000 or whatever of you people are toxic. No. I am, however, saying a good number of you are. And you fucked yourselves over because you ran your mouths just like Amanda Stenberg. And that's what happened. Now, you're going to have to learn a lesson. You don't fucking poke a giant that all they have to do is just fucking fart and you're dead.
Although I will say this whole situation is like the gift that keeps on giving, because more shows fail, a certain YouTube channel will be putting out really funny videos like the one I sent to you earlier today. I don't know if you watched it, but if you want me to show it so we can watch it or anything, we can.
I said bring it up if you want, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
here's
I
a link to
definitely
Ambassador's video, folks.
Because this thing is
here's
hysterical.
One of mine. It's not, yeah.
Here we go. Okay. All right. Is it up on screen? Okay.
Hold on. It's coming up now.
No, we're fine. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. This is from Hizzy. How it should end. If you know him, you love him like I do, and it's got 420,000 views in 2 days. That's probably better than the viewership of the Acolyte itself.
All right, let's see what we got.
Anyway.
Sorry, just moving on. Talk.
No talk needed. Listen, you will.
Listen.
Yes, fired you are.
What?
Cancelled, kicked out, dismissed, let go, given the axe.
What are you saying?
The brute you get, laid off, forced to resign, retired you are.
No way.
Sacked even.
You cannot be serious. What have I done?
Stupid do I look to you? Seen everything I have. Entire Jedi team under your leadership. Dead they are.
I can explain.
Jedi, Squid Game Jedi, Logan Jedi, even the Wookiee. So much Jedi potential.
You would just let me explain.
Tried to hide it from me, you did. No, done. We are. New direction, we are moving.
Oh,
Yes, never again. Cancelled. Goodbye.
Master, I assure you,
Your floppy lightsaber. Keep that, you may.
if you just give me another chance,
And $100 million.
I can make this.
Oh shit, that was great. That's fucking great.
When the parody,
I know,
gets
right?
better
That is
than the
fucking
actual
great.
show.
Oh, by the way, the actress who plays
you should-
bald chick, Headland's wife,
Yeah.
folks. She is on
Yep,
X,
I know.
and she's been retweeting
that's-
and sharing
yeah.
headlines and whatnot.
She's a robot on camera.
Yeah, she's a robot on camera, but she's been sharing headlines. She hasn't said anything directly from her own mouth, but she is sharing headlines blaming shit and this and that and stuff. But it's like, here's the thing. No offense to you. I mean, good that you're married to the director and all, nepotism and all. Your performance wasn't that good. Objectively speaking. You are, I'm sorry,
You're
but
being
how is
kind.
anybody,
Performance
how
is
are
bad.
you? I mean, you enter a planet and you had this, and he had his mask off for a good stretch of time. And the second you touch the ground, you are able to just suddenly sense him. I'm sorry, but if any Jedi worth their salt entered the system, the planetary system, and they would have been able to sense it. Yeah. That's how that's how the Force works. And you're starting, or you think that the lightsaber whip, I mean, that's whoever came up with the idea, but the lightsaber whip is a thing in canon, folks. However, I already described back in a different weekly recap why the lightsaber whip concept doesn't work the way that she does it, because apparently her lightsaber can go from pliant to solid or to rigid.
Rigid.
That's not how it works because of the multiple emitter matrices you need for a lightsaber whip. Not only that, it doesn't have piercing capability, meaning it wouldn't have cut that animal in half. So, yeah, the Acolyte was just full of problems, full of flaws. It's had some good concepts. It had some good moments. It had some decent choreography. And then it also had some very trashy choreography. And then it also had some good moments, and then it had some bad moments. But for the most part, the good moments only make up about 5% of the show.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to it. And you guys coming at us saying we're the toxic ones. Maybe Disney needs to listen to the fans. What, all 40,000 of them compared to the billion plus? Who are they going to listen to more? When it comes to running any business that is in the business of making money, you are going to cater to the largest denominator, to the greater denominator. You are not going to cater to, 40,000 people compared to a billion. I'm sorry. I'm going to want to make billions of dollars. I'm not going to want to make tens of thousands of dollars. Because here's the thing, folks. Disney's been listening to them for too long. They're in debt. They haven't even made all the money back that they spent to buy Star Wars. Believe it or not, they don't just go by box office success for the earnings to make up for the profits. No, they go by other factors. And they're still
They haven't even gotten back.
1.7 billion light.
Ugh. Wow, that was like 10 years ago now, or 12.
Well, not,
Yeah,
not
they've owned Star Wars for 12 years, and they still haven't made a return of investment.
Not even on like merchandise.
Nope.
No. Well,
Nope.
considering the quality of the merchandise, I mean, the only good I can speak to this a little more. No offense to either one of you, than I'm not saying this to be rude. I can probably speak to this more than either one of you can, because I do still, and Mam Ambassador does still, we do buy Star Wars merchandise off, though there are times it's secondhand, but we're okay with that.
That's fine, man.
Yeah.
Some of it
I
is
will not
trilogy
fault you if
stuff.
you buy Disney stuff. Or
Oh,
if
I
you buy
know.
from Disney.
But here's the thing.
It's called a compromise, or things happen.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The quality of the merchandise has frankly been spotty. No, it hasn't been shit. Pardon my French, forgive me, Lord. It's been hit and miss. There's been stuff that's been put out that's been actually really good. Like some of the Black Series figures. Granted, the Black Series figures for the Acolyte, they sucked ass. But a lot of the Black Series figures that they've done in the past and more recently have been really good. Those sell.
Mm-hmm.
The Funkos, the Funko Pops, for the most part, those sell.
Yeah.
But the revamp of the 3 3/4 figures suck. Some of the other stuff sucks. And now I will say this. Bam Ambassador got the Black Series Premiere Ray lightsaber from Rise of Skywalker. That thing, cool looking, and it's nice, really well made. But there's other stuff out there not as good. It all depends on the demographic you're shooting for. Some people want stuff for certain that's associated with certain characters. Some people don't.
Yeah.
But when you see videos, and no, I'm not talking. I'll just one more thing, Kate, and then you can. I'll shut up. When you see videos of stores like Ollie's and Ross and all these other places with shelf upon shelf of merchandise that ain't been selling, and it's going down for a discount, you may be making a profit off that discounted merchandise, but it's still a diminishing return. Anyway, go ahead, Kate.
No, I didn't have anything to
Do
add.
you have any final thoughts?
Oh, I thought you did, Kate. My bad.
No, you're. I was just clearing my throat. I'm sorry.
Well, my final thoughts on this. Look, folks, I know that some of you are upset, and that's fine. Some of you wish that the show would continue. That's fine. You can wish all that. Me, personally, I don't want it to continue because I don't want Leslie Headland to ruin what has already been with Darth. When you are addressing a timeline that has or that connects to the movies, that is 100 years prior to the movies, and there are characters from those events into this show, you have to abide by the rules of what has been established. Yoda is extremely sensitive to the broader currents of the Force. He would have sensed a dark presence slaughtering Jedi. You have Ki-Adi-Mundi, who was a Jedi Knight in Episode 1 on the Council, suddenly a Jedi Master in this Acolyte show. And not only that, his species originally was shorter lived. He was literally approaching the end of his life in Episode 3, age-wise. Even if he wasn't killed by the clones, his life, or he would have eventually died of old age because his species only lived 70 years, Force-sensitive, or 70-odd years at max. He was 73. A Force-sensitive of his species lives up to about 75 years at max. He was 2 years from death, even if he didn't die by the clones. And he was only a Jedi Master from Episode 2 onward. He was a Jedi Knight in Episode 1. He was named to the Council and still had his Knight rank. He wasn't mastered yet. He hadn't had Padawans yet. And yet, he's a Jedi Master in the Acolyte.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that goes wrong there. I heard there was a spike in Plagueis novel sales because of the show. That's the only good thing that they can really claim, really. But me personally, I like a lot of the Plagueis novel. I am not a fan of the Darth Maul stuff in it because they make him a Dathomiri Zabrak. He is an Iridonian Zabrak. I don't like how they put Filoni's taint in that book. So I write it off as a 8 out of 10 book. It will never be a 10 out of 10 book for me. Now, folks, you have
8 out of 10 still damn good.
Theory. Yep. You have people like Star Wars Theory who he does some good videos. I like him. I don't agree with everything he does. You have people like OG, as I said. Look to her stuff if you want to know a lot about the EU. She is solely EU. She does some comparisons because that way you know what you're getting into compared from Disney to EU. She does a good job with putting those things on screen. And she does a good job at explaining it in good detail. So, I mean, she's a channel I do recommend. You also have or did I already say what's his name?
Stupendous Wave. You said Stupendous Wave. There was a couple of.
He does a good job with some Legend stuff. He also does a good job, or he does some stuff with the Disney stuff. And me personally, I don't like a lot of the Disney stuff that he does because it's just this. But he does a good job with the Legend stuff, and I highly recommend his channel too. But yeah, folks, I mean, check out OG Star Wars. And hey, NB Geek, good to see you. I see you in the chat. And check out Star Wars Theory and Stupendous Wave. Those are the top 3 channels that make the most makes the best Star Wars content, in my opinion. You have OG, who is a EU purist, who does not really go into the Disney stuff because, well, the EU stuff is a lot more superior. And that's objective fact too, folks. If you look at Disney stuff, it's 90 to 95% inconsistent, where EU is about 90% consistent. There are some inconsistencies. You have Stupendous Wave. Yep, here's his link. And years of experience in Star Wars. She makes me look. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Star Wars centric channel. I know my lore, but OG, she is a Star Wars centric channel. She definitely she is one to follow. So definitely give her a follow.
Oh, I did.
And yes, there is Star Wars Theory. I mean, yes, he likes some of the Disney stuff. He thinks that Filoni is the second coming of Christ, I guess. But me personally, I do not think Filoni is. So as I said, there are stuff I disagree with when it comes to Stupendous Wave and with OG and with Theory. I don't agree with 100% of everything they say or do. Nobody should. Mm-hmm. But they know their stuff. They know their stuff. So that I will recommend, or that is why I do recommend them. But yes, that is not the final topic. We still have one more topic to go to, and it is going to be our closer. So it is a bit more political in this one, folks. RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a legacy Democrat, has endorsed Donald Trump for president. But there is a twist, folks. Robert hasn't dropped out of the race. He is keeping his name on the ticket in every state he can that's not a battleground state. And let me tell you why that is actually a very genius move. It's because he's going to take votes away from Kamala Harris more than he will for Trump. Yeah. And by having him on certain states, for those people who have that alternative to vote for somebody else other than a Democrat or Republican, yes, you have him you have Robert F. Kennedy for an option. Me personally, I would not vote for Robert F. Kennedy. He is formerly a Democrat. However, he is a moderate Democrat. Yeah. He is an independent. There are things I do not agree with him on.
I would argue that he's not a moderate Democrat. He's very Democrat. It's just that the modern Democratic Party has shifted to socialism. But
they shifted to communism.
but he's not a moderate Democrat. They just shifted so far that the Overton window makes him look moderate. He's not at all moderate
Yeah.
based
All
on
right, so
his.
that's fair. But also, he's willing to work across the aisle. Now, folks, a lot
Yes,
of people
correct.
don't realize this about Donald Trump. He was a Democrat. A lot of people don't
Long
realize this
time.
about. A lot of people don't realize this about Elon Musk. He was a Democrat. When you got
Mm.
3 legacy Democrats, huge Democrats, suddenly turning Republican or
Mhm.
independent,
Mhm.
it should tell you something about the Democrat Party. They have fucked up. Now, what I don't find funny is that his family has a huge loyalty thing. I mean, folks, his family has denounced him, thrown him under the bus, stabbed him in the back, simply because he walked away from the party that abandoned his family. But they're like, no, man, we're Democrats. We've always been Democrats. You can't just leave us like that. You leaving us. No. That, folks, that family was Democrat, but John F. Kennedy himself was a moderate.
Yes,
He worked with
as was his
Republicans.
brother.
He was a unifier.
Yep.
Now, if I was Trump is most likely going to put him in charge of whatever is responsible for health or human health and shit.
That
A
would
part
be
of his
a good
cabinet.
idea.
Another good one that would really shake up the government, I'd put him in charge of
The CIA.
the CIA, the Department of Homeland Security, and
Something.
all of them, because that would give him full unfettered access to the unredacted file of the assassination of JFK.
His
Folks,
And his
only
father.
5 people, only 5
Yeah.
people in our government have access to the unredacted file of JFK.
You
There
know,
was
I
a
think
person. One second, Kate. There was a person who was a CIA consultant for the movie Red, who did an audio commentary for that movie. And he stated, the first thing I did when I was in the CIA was go down to the archives to try to look at the JFK file. And he was told in no uncertain terms, there's only 5 people that can look at that. You're not one of them. So, yeah. What were you going to say, Kate?
But I have clearance.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, just regarding this Kennedy situation, this is, I'm looking forward to the October surprise. If this is just like the lead up, I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen in November, because we could see Kamala kind of got like that honeymoon phase where people are like, "Oh yeah, a woman for
It's over.
president." But
It was a
then
long honeymoon. Shortest honeymoon in the
It was.
history of honeymoons.
Yeah, but then the DNC happened. It was lackluster. It was, and then we get this Kennedy thing, and I want to read Dan Bongino's tweet because I think it was really really poignant. When a lifelong Democrat from an iconic Democrat family who tried to run as a Democrat and whose running mate was a Democrat warns you about the dangers of voting for the Democrat this election, you should probably listen. In regards to RFK Jr. And I think that's a really great summary of what's going on with Kennedy. Just, pay attention, because if a guy who's like, hey, I've been a part of this party for 50, 60 years, my family's
My
been a
whole
part of
life.
this party for 100 years, we've served this country, we've served this party, and now we're telling you, hey, there's something dangerous and sinister going on. I would listen. I would listen.
I agree. As far as my thoughts on this, unless there's something else you wanted to say, Kate.
Go ahead.
No, that
I just
was
wanna
that was it.
Okay. As for my thoughts on this whole situation, this just strengthens Trump's position even further. Granted, he wasn't on by any means shaky ground to begin with. People may not be speaking up as much in terms of, voicing their opinion politically, although it is becoming a lot more common on social media, particularly on X, I would say even so on Facebook, that people are stating their opinion that they're backing Trump. But with the son of Robert F. Kennedy coming forward and saying, I am a Democrat, you know my family's legacy, but I am backing this guy here, who was once a Democrat himself and who has been railroaded, run over roughshod, and is still freaking standing, been literally shot at. I'm back. Shot and shot
not just
at.
shot at. Shot.
Yeah. I'm saying both.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I endorse this guy because he aligns with the beliefs of my father and my uncle. And if either one of them were still alive today, granted, they would both be very old. I think both of them would go, Sonny Boy, go. Do it.
I mean, if John F. Kennedy was still alive today, he'd be like over 100 years old.
Yeah, if he were still alive. Now, RFK was the younger brother, if I remember correctly, or they were both fairly close.
He'd also be a little over 100.
Yeah. So, either way you shake it out, Daddy Robert and Uncle John would be like, yeah, do it.
Yep.
Back him.
I mean, my final thoughts on this is I am thankful to RFK Jr. for saying that he's staying in the race, because as I said at the beginning of this, he's taking away votes from Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking away votes from Kamala, folks. And by staying in the race, because he's still in, I mean, the Democrats are actually suing him. They're suing him not just in one area, they're suing him in almost every fucking state in the 40 or in the greater 48, because they want him off the ticket. That is how twisted the Democratic Party has become. They are using lawfare not just against Trump, but against RFK. They are trying to kick him off the ticket. And here's the thing, folks. When Joe Biden lost that debate against Trump back in May or June, they had a golden opportunity. They should have said, you know what? Let's run RFK.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run RFK, because I guarantee you RFK would have united the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
He would have gotten he would have taken away a lot of voters, because remember, Democrats were leaving the Democratic Party because of Biden and Harris. You put RFK in the Democratic ticket, he would have brought all of them back. Oh shit, we lost Kate. Yep, there she is. And she. But yeah, folks. Yeah, RFK, it would have been one hell of a race between RFK and Donald Trump. But now, because that party betrayed him, he's like, I'm putting our country before you guys. You guys have had your time. You guys have shown us how corrupt you truly are. You've betrayed everything my uncle and my father stood for. Chances are you even had him killed. He believes that that the CIA had his father and uncle killed.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, we will never know, because my direct opinion, my honest opinion, the truth about the JFK assassination would destroy the foundation of our country.
Maybe.
It would eradicate any trust we have in our government.
Well, at least in the intelligence apparatus, maybe.
I am guessing that as much, or I am guessing it is that damaging to the United States stability. Because otherwise, why isn't it completely unredacted?
Right.
Because they say, oh, we
got
declassified
like what, 50%, or we only got 75 or some
no,
percentage.
we only got 20% of the JFK
Oh,
file.
20%. Okay, we only got, so they redacted
didn't.
75%.
They're saying, oh, you guys are getting a lot of the JFK file. We didn't get shit. The JFK file has a fucking wall of its own.
Yikes.
Out of 4 walls, he's one of them. That's my guess. But folks, I'm telling you, him endorsing Trump, when I saw that, it's like,
it's big. That's big.
You see all these fucking iconic photos. The last iconic photo I saw before the photos of JFK and Trump was Trump putting his hand up in the air saying fight with his face bloodied by a bullet and the United States American flag above him.
Yeah, he's
That
definitely
was the
getting
last
all the iconic moment in this election campaign.
Yeah, what's Kamala got?
The handshake with
has
Kennedy
Oprah.
Yeah, Kamala and Beyonce.
Oh wow, Oprah.
But get this. Oh no, she not. Well, Beyonce will probably vote for her, but they had to lie to get people to show up at the DNC. Then they had to use a blackout tarp to show the seats that were not filled at the DNC, where not a single empty seat in the House at the RNC when Trump came up, or when they were doing the RNC. But here's the thing, folks. The DNC, or they had to say that, oh, we got it on good authority that Beyonce's coming to the DNC. She never showed up. She never fucking showed up. But they get Oprah, and Oprah is like, we need to elect Kamala Harris. Yes, like when. Except here's the thing, I did that a little too well. But
it's okay. We'll forgive you.
But here's the thing, folks. Trump had the best fucking response. He posted a letter from Oprah on, I think, Truth Social, and it's been spread around X, where she was pretty much begging Donald Trump to be his running mate for president of the United States. She has been stabbing Trump in the back for years, ever since he announced he was running as a Republican. And you know what? It honestly doesn't matter who you're or what party you're running as long as you put forth what's best for the country.
Mm-hmm.
But folks, fucking Donald Trump, whether he ran as a Democrat or a Republican, he would have won. Even back when she was talking to him on his
the name recognition and everything.
He had the recognition. He was ahead in the polls. He could have ran against George Bush, and he would have won.
Maybe.
I love how he said it. Who was here in? Trump was in some town that apparently, allegedly, has a lot of white supremacy ties. And
down in Florida, or no, Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
It was Michigan.
But here's the thing: they had people heckling her, and he's like, "No, quiet down. Who was here in 2021? Joe Biden. Thank you." And then he just walks off. It's like, mic drop, bitches. Folks.
Well, what's crazy is when he was in office, people were like, oh, everything's his fault, everything's his fault, everything's his fault. And it's like, he's only been in office for like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You've been in office for 30, 40, 50 years. Trump's been out of office for 4 years.
Yep.
And they act like he's going to do stuff in 4 years that they're A, already doing, and B, like, we've already seen 4 years under the guy. Like, we know what 4 years under him looks like. We know what 4 years under Biden looks like. Like, why are you
different with Harris?
Right, right. Like, why are you trying to sell us this like weird pipe dream? But in regards to the Kennedy thing, just kind of like bringing it all back together, I think it's really interesting when you see someone who goes, okay, enough with like party stuff. Because if you took JFK today, like if he were alive today, he would probably be voting Republican, just because of the state of the Democratic Party.
Probably. I
Just,
wouldn't blame him.
Final thought on this, folks, or one thing before my final thoughts. They're treating Trump like he is an incumbent in this race, blaming all their shit on him. And it's like, on day one, I'm going to do this. Bitch, day one for you was 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, not only that, you're saying you're going to do all this shit.
tie-breaking votes in the Senate has
Do it
she
right
had?
now.
Like,
Stop taxing tips right now. You just diminished Trump's chance of success.
right, exactly.
Hey,
You
take
pull
it
the
easy,
rug and the power.
or take it easy, Soul Assassin. For staying in, Bob.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yep.
So I think the big takeaway from this week. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. I would say the takeaway from this week's recap: Rachel Zegler sucks. The Acolyte sucked. And RFK is a political rock star. And so is Trump.
All right.
So 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything you got to say on final thoughts, Kate?
No, I said my final thoughts.
All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow is Orange Hat, or is the Monday Night Rants. I will be, or it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Then Tuesday will be the final for theme streams. I'm going to have to come up for theme stream for September. But tomorrow or Tuesday will be Keanu Reeves, the badassery of Keanu Reeves. Wednesday is on Jade Shadow's channel. 8:30 is going to be what was it? Kill Bill Volume 2. So I got to watch that tonight. Then Thursday exclusively on X, 8:30 p.m. my profile. I will be talking about The Quick and the Dead with Sharon Stone and Gene Hackman and Leo DiCaprio and a whole slew of other good actors, great actors. And then Friday is Orange Hat Uncensored. And Saturday, I will be finally going to see Alien Romulus in theaters. I've seen Alien Romulus thanks to my friend thanks to my friend Jack. But I do want to see it in theaters.
I still haven't seen it. I want to. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. Now, anyway, folks, thank you to Vanya, Tony, NB Geeks, Soul Assassin, Neozoic, and everybody else that has been in the chat. Y'all are freaking awesome and amazing, beautiful people. Is there anything you want to plug before we go, Ambassador? Let's get him to 1,000, folks. He deserves it.
Thank you. Well, I just did a watch along for Beetlejuice last night. If you want to go check that out, if you want to watch Beetlejuice again and hear me and a couple of my friends talk about it during, I'm going to have 2 videos uploading this week. One's going to be the next episode on the Tarantino podcast, where we'll actually be discussing Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. And then another episode 4 of the Ultra Retro podcast, where we'll be we did a review of The Adventures of Robin Hood from 1938. So look for those on my channel when they pop up. And of course, check out my socials on X and Instagram. So, and thanks to always to Mr. Assassin for putting my links down in the chat. I appreciate it as always. And always, it's a great time being here with you and Kate and all you beautiful people there in the chat. So thank you, bud. Appreciate it. So that's my plug.
All right.
Now I'm going to unplug it.
Ow! Yeah. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all are freaking awesome and amazing people. This has been Orange Hat and Crew. Have a wonderful night. And always remember to stay humble.
Are you done? Are you